I'm Rick Perley. I'm a scientist at the National Radio Astronomy Observatory in Socorro, New Mexico.
And I'm Peggy Perley, and I'm the Deputy Assistant Director for New Mexico Operations.
As a scientist, a senior scientist on the staff, I am sort of permitted to find what looks interesting or useful. What I'm mostly doing nowadays is working with the telescope and trying to improve its capabilities. And by the telescope, I mean the Very Large Array. Peggy and I arrived in Socorro in October 1977, and I was a freshly hired postdoc for what was then under construction VLA. I like to tell the students that I give lectures and talk to that I was the first postdoc here at this facility, and it was a wonderful opportunity for me to experiment with new things and try to make the best use of this brand new and very powerful and rapidly growing facility. I had no other real other idea in mind. I didn't really want to be at a university. That would have been fine too, but where I really wanted to be was at the observatory. And what better observatory to be at than the most powerful, the dominant radio observatory in the world. So for me, coming here as a postdoc, no problem. It's been great.
When I was in high school, I wanted to be an engineer. And that's what I started out with in university. And then I shifted over to physics and shifted that into teaching physics in high school. And so after we got here, I had a teaching job in the Magdalena public school system, teaching high school there. And then I was asked by Linda Sawinski, who was the lead VLA array operator, to apply for a job as an operator. And I thought to myself, well, it's a little different. And besides, when we moved here, Rick said, we're only going to be here for 2 years, 3 at the most. So I said, it'll look good on my resume whenever we move someplace else. So I applied for the job as an array operator for the VLA, and I got it, and the rest is history, as they say.
When Peggy was an operator, she was working shifts. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to be a good husband here, and I'm going to work shifts with her. And I thought this would be a great idea because I could be up there all night long working on the computer. We were very short of computing in those days. And that sort of worked. But there was a real problem, is that I needed to interact with people, scientific people, visitors. And when you're only working from midnight to 8 o'clock in the morning, you don't get to see very many people. So
he stopped doing that.
So I had to abandon her. It was a nice idea, but it wasn't good for everything else I needed to do. So sorry.
It was okay. I didn't need him to help me operate. When I had children, I had thought that I would step back from any further advancement in my career, at least for the term of when they were in high school. So I worked part-time for a while as a data analyst. And then after they got a little older, even before they were in high school, we had a good situation. So that enabled me to go work full-time and take an administrative position, a management position. And that positioned me to do the supervisory work, the deputy, the division head work, and the management work that I'm mostly focused on now. I had some of the concerns and issues that most young mothers who have to go to work or want to go to work have to deal with. Do you have good care? You miss your child, your baby that you've left at home for 8 hours a day. When I had my children, we were working at the VLA site, and that was an hour each way to get to work and back. And I think that made me not be as ambitious as I might have been otherwise, but I did have the encouragement of a lot of people, and after a while things became very stable with the child care, and then it was just a matter of my motivation. How ambitious was I? Did I really want to put myself forward to higher and higher positions? And that was something I had to struggle with. We love working for the observatory. It's been just a wonderful environment, wonderful people. And it is the people that make the observatory great. It's not just the instrumentation. And so we just don't regret a single thing in either one of our career lives.